Hello, welcome back to English Gurukul. Today we are going to learn very important lesson from English grammar. So let's begin. So my friend, please write it down, all of you. Clause. Yes. So last day I have discussed about phrase, and also I told you we need to study the part of speech, 8 part of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb. So like this we need to go all in very deeply. We need to study all the part of speech. And the phrase, from phrase we have understood about noun phrase, adjective phrase, yes or no? So whenever I discuss about adverb, then I will discuss adverbial phrase, adverbial clause, adjective clause, noun clause. All the things will be discussed whenever I am going through part of speech. Got my point? So I hope so that all of you understood the basic introduction of phrase. Phrase is a group of words which do not have any subject and verb. So this point you should remember. Whenever we discuss about noun phrase, it means that there should not be any subject and verb present. Yes or no? So these things should be remembered. The basic things, the foundational things should be remembered by all of us. Phrase is a group of words which do not have any subject and any verb. That's very important and indispensable part. Now the topic we are going to study about clause. Most of the students are getting confused in this part. What is clause? Clause is a group of words. Again, it's a group of words. Clause is a group of words which have subject and verb, which have subject and verb. Got my point? So clause is a group of words which have subject and verb. In clause there is a subject and verb. Got my point? So now you can ask me the question, sir, what is sentence? Sentence is also a group of words which gives you a meaningful sense, and starting with capital letter and ending with full stop. Okay, but whenever we study about sentence, then I would like to tell you that how sentence is formed using different phrases and also using different clauses. So that is very fantastic and fantabulous. Now what the things we are studying today is clause. Clause is a group of words which have subject and verb. Did you understand this much? Very good. Now let me give some example, and setting some example over here. I am just making you understand that how can you understand whether it is clause or not. Okay, now write it down, all of you. Write it down. If I write Ram is a boy. Ram is a boy. Have you seen Ram is subject over here? Yes or no? Is the main verb of the sentence. A is determiner and boy is noun. So if I talk about Ram is a boy, Ram is a boy, okay, Ram is a boy who scored good marks in the exam. Ram is a boy who scored good marks in the exam. I have written this sentence. Now have you seen there are how many clauses? We have found 2 clauses. Ram is a boy, another clause is who scored good marks in the examination. Now from there we need to understand 2 things. Clause has been divided into 2 parts. What? Clause has been divided into 2 parts. Write down. Before understanding this example, you need to understand one thing also, my friend. Write down. Clause has been divided into 2 parts. One is independent clause, types of clause. Types of clause. One is independent clause, independent, or you can say main clause. Another one is dependent clause, dependent clause, which is known as subordinate clause, subordinate clause. It means that dependent clause always be subordinate clause and independent clause always be main clause or principal clause. Got it? So it has divided into two parts. One is independent and another one is subordinate or dependent clause. Now, before understanding this example which was written by me right now, Ram is a boy who scored good marks in the examination. That is very fantastic. That is very fantastic. Why? Because through this example you can understand both things, independent clause as well as the dependent clause. Now try to understand what is written over here. Ram is a boy. Now I want to ask a very simple question over here. Ram is a boy. Does this clause gives you a complete meaningful sense? Yes or no? This is my question to all of you, is that does this clause gives you, yes, give you what? Complete meaningful sense, yes or no? If it's give you the complete meaningful sense, it means this clause stands alone. This clause stands alone. What does it mean? If I say this clause stands alone, it means that this clause gives you 100% meaningful sense. That means complete meaningful sense is given by this clause. Yes or no? Complete meaningful sense is given. Ram is a boy. If I simply say Ram is a boy, yes, it stands alone also gives us a complete meaningful sense. So because of this reason we can call it, I have already make it a box over here already. So Ram is a boy, it would be a independent clause. What? Independent clause, or you can say main clause. Okay, it's an independent clause. Now second thing, you see who scored good marks in the examination. From who to examination, who scored good marks in the examination. If I say, second question I want to ask you, that who scored good marks in the examination, does this clause gives you a meaningful sense, yes or no? That's my question. Who scored good marks in the examination? Does this clause give you a meaningful sense? No, my friend, this clause does not give you a meaningful sense. Now the question is that you might ask me, sir, you might ask me that here you have written Ram is a boy, it gives you a complete sense, complete meaning, complete expression. So because of this reason we can call it independent clause. Yes or no? And side by side it is written who scored good marks in the examination, and you spoke that it would be dependent clause or subordinate clause. Yes or no? Because it does not give us a complete sense, and also it does not stand alone. The meaning does not, that means it doesn't gives us a complete sense, and also this clause does not stand alone. This clause does not stand alone. Now you see who scored good marks in the examination. If I say who scored good marks in the examination, so you think who scored good marks in the examination? So it doesn't give you any complete sense or complete expression, complete meaning. So because of this reason we can call it from who to exam. It's a dependent clause. What? It's a dependent clause. And Ram is a boy, it gives us complete sense. And because it gives us complete sense, complete expression, complete meaning, and also it can stand alone. So because of this reason we can call it, very good, independent clause or main clause. Did you understand? So clause has been divided into two parts. One is independent clause, another one is dependent or subordinate clause. Got my point? Very good. You see another example I would like to put over here, my friend. Another example I would like to write: if you come, I will go. I will go. So this sentence is a complete sentence from if to go. What I say sentence is, it's a group of words which have the complete meaning, complete expression, and starting with capital letter and ending with full stop. Got my point? It's a sentence. So now in sentence, clauses will be contained. Yes or no? Clauses will be contained or included in a sentence. Phrases also be there in a sentence. So different things will be there. Later on we can discuss, but right now I am just discussing about independent clause and dependent clause. Whenever you understand independent clause and dependent clause, it would be very easy for me to make you understand about the noun clause, adjective clause, adverbial clause. That would be very easy for me to explain. But first of all, you need to understand what would be independent clause and what would be dependent clause. Independent clause always stands alone. Independent clause always stands alone, but dependent clause always depend on main clause. Dependent clause never makes or never gives us complete sense, and it always stands or it always rely on the main clause or the independent clause. Now second sentence is written, if you come I will go. Now my question is to you is that, can you find the independent clause and dependent clause from these sentences? From this sentence, please tell me. I hope so that all of you have found the answer of this question. Yes or no? What the sentence is written, if you come I will go. You see I will go. I will go. I is subject over here, will is the will go, that means it's a verb, it's a helping verb, and go is the main verb. So I will go, it gives us complete sense. That means this clause stands alone. I will go. Does this clause have meaningful? Does this clause have proper sense? Does it gives us meaningful expression? Does it gives us meaningful expression? If the answer is yes, I will go. If the answer is yes, it means it would be independent clause. What? It would be independent clause. Now the question is, why it would be independent clause? Because this clause stands alone. It gives us complete expression, complete meaningful expression, and because of this reason, given meaningful expression, we can say it's an independent clause or main clause. Got my point? Are yes or no? Yes. So these clause, why it is called clause? One, you might ask me, sir, why do we call it clause? You see, in clause, what I have written, a group of words which have subject and verb. It means here you can see will is there and verb, go is the main verb. Yes or no? And whenever you see you is the subject over here and come is what? Main verb of this clause. So it's a one clause. If to come is a one clause. Another clause is I will go. So how many clauses are there? Two clause. One will be independent clause, another will be dependent clause. Very good. In the first sentence, Ram is a boy. Ram is a boy. Have you seen? Yes. Is a main verb. Yes or no? And later on, whenever we study very deeply, whenever we study about the linking verb, then also we can call it linking verb. Also we can call it stative verb as well. So Ram is a boy is a very good principal clause or main clause or independent clause. Why we call it independent clause? Because it can stand alone. It can express itself very easily. But here you can see another subject is there, who. Yes or no? Who is there? Who is also relative pronoun. I have used what? Relative pronoun who. And scored is verb, second form of a verb. So that means here we also found verb, also subject who. So it means from who to in the examination, that means we have subject as well as verb. So we can call it clause. Ram is a boy is this verb over here, so we can call it clause. So how many clauses are there? Two clauses. One is independent, another one is dependent, because these clauses depend on this information. If you come, I will go. So I will go is an independent clause. It's an independent clause. And why it is independent clause? Because it provides us proper expression, proper meaningful expression. But whenever I say if you come, now next question I want to ask to all of you, that if you come, does this clause gives us any meaningful expression? This is my question to all of you, is that if you come, does this clause gives us or provide us any meaningful expression? Yes or no? You might say, sir, if you come, this clause does not give us any meaningful expression. So because of this reason, or due to this reason, we can call it, if you come, is a dependent clause. What? Dependent clause or subordinate clause. So we can write it, my friend, is a dependent clause. It's a dependent clause. And clause means what? Clause must have subject and verb. And you see, subject is you, come is verb, I is subject, will is helping verb, go is main verb. So it means that there are two clauses which forms a new sentence. Yes or no? Which? How many clauses are there? One is dependent clause and one is independent clause. And two clauses both forms together they form a sentence. And the sentence starting with, very good, capital letter and ending with full stop. So did you understand as of now? I have given two examples to make you understand, what is independent clause and what is, dependent clause. Now, making dependent clause or subordinating clause, we need to understand some conjunction. What? Some conjunction. That's very important part and parcel of learning clauses. Now, why? Sir, why do you want to learn some conjunction? Because unless you learn conjunction, so you cannot understand how this thing has been formed. How does we form complex sentence? How do we form compound sentence? Yes or no? So that is the reason we need to understand, because in order to make complex sentence, we need to understand independent clause, also dependent clause. Whenever we want to make a compound sentence, we need to understand about conjunction as well. So both the things related to conjunction. So conjunctions are playing very important role here, or we can say the connector. Some people say the connector. Okay, that would be also okay. Here we have used WHO, that means who, relative pronoun. It also function as a conjunction over here. Yes or no? Because both the clauses are joined by who. It also act as a connector over here. Right now what I have said, if you come, I will go. Have you seen if I have written? So this word if also used as a connector over here. Yes or no? So we need to understand about many connectors, and through which we make independent and dependent clause. Got my point? That is very important. Now this sentence can be written in also different way. I can also write it, I will go if you come. I will go if you come. This can be also written like this. But whenever you write if at the first beginning of the sentence, so you need to use comma over here. If you come, comma, I will go. But whenever you use if in the middle of this sentence, so you don't require use any comma. I will go if you come. Got my point as of now, my friend? So what I said before, clauses. Clause means what? Clause is a group of words which have subject and verb. That is very important part. And the types are, it has been divided into two parts. Independent clause, which is known as also main clause. Second one is dependent clause, which is known as subordinating or subordinate clause. So I have already given two example over here. Ram is a boy who scored good marks in the examination. So Ram is a boy is a independent clause, and who scored good marks in the examination is a dependent clause. Second thing I have written, if you come, I will go. Here if you come is a dependent clause, I will go. It would be independent clause, or this sentence can be written in different way. I will go if you come. Both are correct. Got my point? One thing also you should remember, whenever you study clause, you need to study about some connector, okay, some connector or some conjunction also you should study. Okay, whenever you use and, like a word and, like Ram is a boy and Sham is my friend. So Ram is a boy and Sham is my friend. So I have used two clauses over here. Ram is a boy is a clause, it's an independent clause, and Sham is my friend is also independent clause, and both the clauses are joined by and and is a connector or the conjunction you can say. So later on, that means the very next day we need to study, like here I have written if, though he is poor, if I write a sentence, though THOUGH, though he is poor, he is honest. We can say like this, though he is honest, though he is poor. So though is also a connector. So we need to study some of the connectors while making clauses. While you make the independent and dependent clause, we need to study some connectors, and all the connectors will be written over here. The list will be given to all of you. Okay, the list will be given to all of you, so that you can make it very easily. Independence and dependent clause, you can make it from yourself. Also you need to understand what would be the complex sentence and what would be the compound sentence. Later on, whenever we just go very deeply, then I just make you understand about the complex sentence, compound sentence, simple sentence. Now you might ask me, what is this? You know that sentence has been divided into two parts. One is structure wise, another one is function wise. Function wise, 5 types: assertive sentence, yeah, already you know, optative sentence, yeah, and imperative sentence. There are 5 types. But whenever you just divide it structure wise, so there has to be 3 parts. One is simple, complex and compound. That means sentence has been divided into 2 parts. One is structure wise, another one is function wise. Function wise 5 types, structure wise there are 3 types: simple, complex and compound. So whenever we study sentence very deeply, then we require all these clauses, independent and as well as the dependent clauses. Unless you have any idea independent dependent clause, you don't need to go through sentences. So that's the reason understanding sentence is very important part. So before understanding sentence, what is sentence and how can we form a sentence, first of all we need to study about very deeply about independent and dependent clause. Already I have given you some examples over here, and try to grab this opportunity, because from very next day I gonna go through the noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb like this way. After completion of part of speech, then I will start sentence. Then everything will be clear. Then you can speak English, write English, you can understand English, you can also solve any sort of comprehension of the passage which has been given in the examination hall. Got my point? And you can easily find the error, and also you can understand the fill in the blanks. Everything can become very simple whenever you go through like this way. Just I have given you just introduction part of clause. Try to remember it, try to keep it in your mind, then everything will become very simple. For today, my friend, a lot of things already been addressed. Thank you for today. Bye bye, Tata, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.